You know that kind of feeling that you love what you're doing, you're helping people, you're helping people in no matter what kind of way, which is why I have this channel right here where I can talk about things without fear or favor, and it's just me talking to a camera and I don't know who is going to help when I post it up. So the moral of my story is no matter how little you get right now, if you focus on improving yourself and you work towards it tirelessly, you're gonna get there. Think about it. How can I be better? Think about it. How can I improve myself? Think about it. How can I make myself more attractive to an employer? And put all those things little by little. Even if you don't have time, 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day, find something to improve yourself. Hello everybody, welcome back again to my channel. It's That Proud Black Woman, and thank you again for tuning in for another of my videos. So if you're new to this channel, go ahead, subscribe, like, share. Like before we even get started, like, comment, share, turn on your post notifications. And if you've been here, you're a subscriber, thank you again for tuning in. So I know you've seen the topic from the title, that what am I doing now? Like, what kind of job am I doing now? I know I've always been posting about inclusion and diversity. I've always been posting about my legal licensing journey and all of that. And I know a lot of you would be curious, having questions like, what does she do? Like, every time we see her, she's always in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. By the way, for all you curious judge out there, this shirt that says delivery hero doesn't mean that I actually do deliveries, because where I work, I wear a lot of t-shirts, and I get people giving me a lot of t-shirts from their workplace, so I wear them, and look at it, the color is popping. See, it looks good on me. So comment down in the comment section if you think this color looks good on my skin. I feel like the black complements the blue, and it's like just popping all over the place, like pop, 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 pop. Anyway, so I just came back from work like literally 10 minutes ago, and I was like, you know, I'm going to address that question. What do I do? So I am working in the field of health and safety, and I'm also the education lead for Inclusion and Diversity Committee at my workplace. How did I get there? In my previous videos, I've always talked about how I work at a brewery, and that's where I still work, but I climbed up the ladder stage by stage. So I started as a temp. In my last video that I put out, I told you I started as a temp, and I thought it was going to be like a 6-month job till I get like something in the legal field, maybe a legal assistant, until I get my license. But then that didn't happen. Life happened. So I was there for a while and I wasn't happy. That was the truth, because I kept looking for a job, because I feel like I'm better than what I'm doing. Not that those that are doing it are not good, but I have this qualification. I have gone to school all my life. Why should I be limited to being doing this job of a general laborer and be getting minimum wage? Like, I need more. I feel like I'm not tasking myself, because I only do what my manager tells me to do. Okay, so today production is blah blah blah, you have to do. I'm not using my brain, and I feel like my brain is dying on me. How many of you feel like that? Comment in the comment section if you feel like that. I felt like my brain was dying because I wasn't using it. I just followed orders like a monkey. They say do this, oh sorry, like a dog. Do this and I do that. I'm not being creative. I'm not being innovative. I'm not using my gumptions. I'm not like, it's just, I'm just there just to live by, just getting, you know, peanuts. So for 2 years, I was doing the same job. So from being a temp, one of my, the person I was working with, shout out to Sharon, she told me that they were hiring to full position. So I told her, I'm not sure if I want this job. And she was like, you know what, just get it. It's going to be a little bit more than you were getting before, and you can still be looking for a job. And I thought, well, my hours would be guaranteed, because before I was a temp, they could call me this week to come do 10 hours and the next week come do 20 hours. So it wasn't like a steady income. And at this point, I was still doing my Avon at that time, just to supplement. Back to the Avon story. In my last video, I was talking about Avon and how I did it for 2 years. In the entire 2 years that I didn't make $3,000 in the entire 2 years. And that was my work. So I kept dipping into my savings from when I was living in Ireland, dipping into my savings to pay rent, dipping into my savings. It was terrible, right? So anyway, I was doing Avon. I was thinking, one day I'm going to hit it big. One day. Doing like recruiting like hell. Recruiting. I had like 70 something people under me. But they weren't putting in their orders, they weren't monitoring their stuff. I have to do all their work just because I want to get paid at the end of 2 weeks. And then when I get at the end of those 2 weeks, so it will always get messed up because somebody didn't put in their order, because somebody did, like, it's always something. So I end up getting maybe $50 for all that work. That, I kid you not, I do like 10 hours in a day, minimum 10 hours. Sometimes I do 18 hours straight like that, going to places, knocking on doors. And for 2 weeks, all for nothing. I get $50, I get $35. The only time I'll get like $200, $400 is when I make group leaders. So because if you make a group leader under you, if you know how the pyramid system works, right? You're like at the top of the pillar and then you recruit people and those people recruit people like that. So let's say I have somebody that recruited more people, I would get $200 when they have $1,000 of sale. So that's the only time I'll get $200. It was bad. So I started doing the temp to supplement as well, that okay, I get 10 hours here, I get 20 hours here, because at this time I'd already gotten subsidy for my son to be at daycare. So I would just do that and then go pick him up at 6 o'clock and then go with him still in the buggy. So that was what I was doing, and it was really hectic. So when this lady told me that, I thought, you know, that's a good idea. I could start and I'm guaranteed 40 hours, because with Avon I would do 40 hours. I'm not guaranteed pay of any of the hours, but with this one I'm guaranteed at least a minimum wage for 40 hours. So that's how I took the job. I was only a temp for like 2 or 3 months and I got the job, and they gave me a bump of $2 extra. So with the hope that after 3 months of probation, then they give you more money. So I started doing the job. I was learning, I was training on machine and stuff like that. So that was what I was doing until I got pregnant. So when I was pregnant, I had to start working in the office because they had to give me limited, modified duties, because now we don't want to, in the summer, you don't want a pregnant lady fainting on you, right? So I spoke with the then VP and he said, okay, that's fine. You can come start working in the office. So I started working in the office, assisting, and I started doing training for onboarding for new people. And at that point, people started realizing, wow, because before then I never talked about my degree because I was too ashamed to talk about it, that I have a law degree, I have a master's, and I'm a general laborer. It was like, I couldn't tell anybody. At the same time, I don't want them to feel like I'm acting like I'm better than them. You know, that kind of feel. I just didn't want, like, I was just quiet about what I was doing. So I started working in the office. I was doing some computer data processing. You know, when there was a time that the health and safety manager at that time quit. So, and I had 2 new people at different times though. And the manager said, can you do the onboarding? Like that day, I had no prior clue what to do. So I had to navigate my way, and I got it done. Did the onboarding, and the onboarding takes like 2 to 3 days. I did the onboarding, did everything, it was all smooth, and everything was nice. And then July 31st, I went on mat leave. That was 2 years ago, right? 2.5 years ago or something. I went on mat leave, and while I was home, I kept thinking, I'm not happy at this job. I'm better than this. I'm going to start, you know, upgrading myself. I have to get my license so that way I can get a job in my field that I love so much. Because I'm so passionate about human rights. I'm so passionate about inclusion and diversity. I'm so passionate about anti-racism. And the way I can get my voice heard is for me to get my license so that I can work in that field. Not necessarily working as a barrister in the court system, litigation kind of situation, but I could work in ombudsman. I could work at inclusion and diversity in a company where they actually need a lawyer. I could be an in-house lawyer, something like that. That would be easier for my family right now because I have little kids. I don't want a job that would take me 24 hours a day. I want something that is still a little bit flexible around the timing. I can drop off my kids in school and I can pick them up from daycare at the end of the day. So that's what I did. So I started looking for a job. I started upgrading myself. I'm not going to go into that story. I'm going to leave the link to the video here where I explained all my licensing journey. So if you want to know about that, it's a really fun and funny video. So you can go watch it. I leave the link right there. So after that, I heard while I was on mat leave that they were hiring for the position of health and safety. I was like, maybe I should talk to them because I'm working there already. It will be easy. I feel like it will be easy for me to get the job, and I have all this education and everything. And I already did a little bit of health and safety when the manager quit, onboarding and stuff. I don't know everything, but I can learn. I'm a fast learner. I can learn on the job. So I spoke with the new manager, which happened to be somebody I knew before. He used to work there before I went on mat leave. So I got his number, spoke with him, spoke with HR, spoke with people, and then they called me in for like a mini interview. I spoke with the new VP, spoke with the new manager and all that stuff, and they said, good, when can you start? And I said, well, my mat leave will be ending in July. Can I come straight? Why not? So that's how I found myself in the office working in health and safety. Fantastic, right? I'm no longer on the floor. I'm no longer as depressed as I used to be working, doing that kind of job. But I wasn't where I want to be, right? I was still saying, okay, at this place, I can only grow to a certain amount. There's no legal department there. I can't, what else can I do, in there? So I said, you know what? I have to keep upgrading. I have to make sure that I finish all my licensing process so that, God willing, I'll be able to get a job that I love. I love what I'm doing right now because I love helping people, and health and safety. Every day you have to communicate with people. You have to talk to people one-on-one. You have people come to you to ask for your opinion about things, about safety. So it was fine. I liked it. And the fact that I don't have to be on the floor, why not? The only thing is I have to, because it's a food manufacturing company, you can't come all dolled up, except if you want your face to look like you have mud on it. If you put foundation on, it's just going to be dropping down your face. We're not allowed to wear jewelry. That's why you don't see me wearing my earrings or my wedding ring or any kind of ring. You're not allowed to wear that because of food and safety principles. You don't want your jewelry to end up in the food. Also, you don't want to get caught with your ring on the conveyor and then it snaps your fingers up. These things happen. So that's what I do. I just go to work in my jeans and I get people give me a lot of these shirts, and then some are just shirts from my work, t-shirts, and I put it on, off to work. I'm back 8 to 4:30, I'm good. So earlier this year, there was something called what's it called now? They put up an advertisement that they're looking for network of allies. Network of allies is we have our company is a subsidiary to a bigger company, which is a multinational company. So every zone, they would present either a person or two. You could apply to represent that zone in inclusion and diversity matters. And that person has to be a senior, very senior person. So I had inquired about it, that this is my passion. I inquired, what do I have to do to be one of these people, talking about anything anti-racism, anti-whatever, minority groups, I'm all for that. So she was like, oh, I'm sorry, your band is not as high as that. But she has something in the works for our company, and she would let me know. So after that, I had a one-on-one meeting with her, and I told her, you know what, I'm not happy that I'm not able to apply for this. I understand that my band is not as high, but I would have loved to be one of them. And she said, you know what, since we in this company do not have inclusion and diversity, and I gave her a whole talk about, I have this degree, I have that degree, I was into human rights and that. She was and she was surprised, wow, I didn't know that much. You know what? We're going to be creating an inclusion and diversity committee, and I'll be happy if you could apply for that. And if possible, since you have knowledge in human rights and you have experience in human rights, why don't you handle the education part of it? And I was excited. I said, yeah, that's it. That's right. I was excited because I was able to do what I love. And I was also excited because of the experience I'm going to gather for my future, right? So I did. that's how we started. And since we started, it's been fantastic. We've done a lot of good things. We've done community partnerships. We've brought people to talk about racism and systemic bias and things like speakers. We've brought people from a marginalized community, like the descendants that suffered from marginalization from Canada in like the early 1900s. We brought them to talk to the people, and people brewed a beer that's called Black is Beautiful for the Black Lives Matter. It was really beautiful, and till now we're doing a lot of things. We have a lot of things in the works, so I'm really happy. But do I want to remain doing that for the rest of my life? Of course not, because now I have my law degree and I want to grow. I want to graduate to that extent. So I feel like all this what should I call it? All these experiences that I have gathered from the low role to the high, middle role to the high role, I feel like all of that would work in my favor whenever I get a new job, because now I know what everybody feels. I know what the person on the floor, the hourly employee, I know what they feel. I know those of us in the office, I know how, like, I can work with everybody and reach a consensus about anything, right? So I feel like there's no experience that is lost. Even though I was depressed doing that job, thinking, how can I be doing this? You know, but I feel everybody has to go through that. If you're an immigrant, some people make it, they're lucky. Once they get here, they get a good job. Some of us, we have to go through, climb the ladder little by little. So, but I feel like at the end of the day, looking back at it, no experience is lost, because it helps me right now in the job I'm doing, that when people come to me to ask for, to tell me something, I don't push it aside. Like, I take it seriously, because when I was on the floor, we always complain that they don't care about us, they don't do this, we talk about this, they don't fix it. I don't want that to be my lot. I want to be able to fix that. I saw it as a vision to be able to help and make things better. So because I've had that experience, my ears are like that when they come to me to say, you know what, this, I feel like they respect me enough to come and tell me that I have been in their position, I should be able to help. And that's what I do. So it helps me. And I feel like when I go to a higher role, this particular role that I am in right now is also going to help me. So I have, I've had experiences from the lowest of low, and I'm climbing up, and I'm hoping for the best in the nearest future, that I will get a job that I would love. I wake up in the morning, I want to go there. I'm like, you know, that kind of feeling that you love what you're doing, you're helping people, you're helping people in no matter what kind of way, which is why I have this channel right here, where I can talk about things without fear or favor. And it's just me talking to a camera, and I don't know who is going to help when I post it up. So the moral of my story is, no matter how little you get right now, if you focus on improving yourself and you work towards it tirelessly, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. Don't let anything hinder you. You're gonna get there. And even though I started with little beginnings, little by little, I'm climbing up the ladder, little by little. And I'm not just sitting there complaining and complaining and complaining. I'm not doing anything about it. I'm doing things that I feel that would make my future brighter. And I feel that that should be what you should do too. Think about it. How can I be better? Think about it. How can I improve myself? Think about it. How can I make myself more attractive to an employer? And put all those things little by little. Even if you don't have time, 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day, find something to improve yourself. While this quarantine has been going on, I've done a lot of things to improve myself. Done little free courses that are out there online, because during the quarantine there's been free courses all over the place. I'm doing them. Investigation, I'm doing it. Institutional bias, I'm doing that. You know, different things. Violence and harassment in the workplace. Things that I feel like would all work together in my favor. Like, I even did the Human Rights Code. I did that one. AODA, I did that one. They're all free online, and you can get a certificate for it. So all of those I do within 30 minutes, 1 hour, you get those things done. It adds to your resume. And all these things I'm putting in place because I want to have a brighter future. So I hope I answered whatever question you have on your heart about what do I do. So that's it. And that's what I do. I started as a general laborer, became health and safety. Now I'm doing health and safety, and I'm the leader of inclusion and diversity education pillar. I feel like I'm moving closer to my goal. So thank you again for listening to my video. I hope it helped you. What are you doing yourselves? Put it in the comment below. How have you triumphed over the hurdles that's come your way since you moved to Canada, or since you moved to any country at all, or wherever you believe you were born in that country? What have you been doing to improve yourself? Leave it in the comment section, okay? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give me a huge thumbs up, people. Share with your friends and family, and I love you all. Peace.